Hello all, I'm Sai and in today's video, I'm bringing to you my answers for the questions inside the end of the year book tag. 2024 has definitely been a super fast year for me and I've also learned so much in these past 10 and a half months if I want to say, and we have 1.5 more months of the year left to be done with, and I hope it will be a really good chunk to do a lot more reading in. There are just 6 questions inside this tab, so without any further ado, let's get into the questions right away. So question number 1 is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? For this question, I have 2 books, of which the first one is a standalone fantasy book, and it is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I think I started reading this book in January or February, and for some reason I just was not feeling like reading it, even though I just completely enjoyed like a huge chunk of the first 100 pages or of the book, because I annotated so much inside that 100 pages itself. But after that, because of some reason, I was not interested in the story anymore and I just kept the book aside. It is still in the currently reading list of my Goodreads for over 10 months now. So my plan is to finish reading this in November. I hope I'm able to, because it's not a huge book, and if I give myself like 2 or 3 days continuously to just read this book alone, I can easily finish reading this. And the prose of the author is also so gorgeous. So let's just hope that I finish reading this by the end of the year. And the next book is a Tamil book, which is Velpari Bhagam 1 by Venkatesan. Now, I bought Velpari in the beginning of this year in January in the Chennai Book Fair, and I wanted to read this the first half of the year itself, but because of so many other books that I had, I did not get to it at all. And I started reading this in August, but until now I have not even finished like 60 to 70% of the book. I have hardly finished like one of the 2 parts inside the first book, and that has taken so much time for me. The story is also very slow moving. I think that's one of the main reasons why I'm not able to read it as fast as I wanted to. The illustrations in the book are gorgeous, and I hope to finish reading the first volume at least by the end of the year. Let's just wait and see. So yeah, The Starless Sea and Velpari Bhagam 1 Part 1 are the 2 books which I have started reading and want to finish reading by the end of the year. Question number 2. Do you have any autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? For this question, it has been the same answer for the past 4 or 5 years, and it is no. Okay, I don't have any particular genre or any particular book that I have to transition into the end of the year. We don't have autumn most of all in our country. It's just monsoon and straight into winter. And in Chennai, it's always, monsoon even until mid-December. Only after that, we start experiencing the cold of winter for like 1 or 1.5 months max. I don't have any particular books or genres, but non-fiction in general tends to get me into that mood of the end of the year, because while reading non-fiction, I start self-reflecting a lot, because it's although the end of the year, I start to think about all the things that I did or could have done better in the first 10 to 11 months of the year and so many other such things. So I think non-fiction is basically something which I tend to gravitate a lot towards, especially during the end of the year. Question number 3. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? So yeah, I have this one book alone which I'm still waiting to be released, and it is The Lotus Empire by Tasha Suri, which is the last and final book inside the Burning Kingdom trilogy, I think. I had the first 2 books with me, which are the Jasmine Throne and the Oleander Sword. My brother bought them for me for my birthday last year, and I've not still picked up that series because I know that the last book is coming this month in November itself. I think it's somewhere around November 14th or 15th, and if it gets released the same date in India also, I'll probably go forward and buy that book too, so that I can binge through the series. I did another series by the author in the first half of this year, which is The Empire of Sand and Realm of Ash series. I don't remember the name of the series right away, but I did like the author's writing there, and also the way in which she has written the relationships as well as the main characters in both of those books. So I have a lot of expectations for the series as a whole, and this book cover also just looks stunning. So yeah, The Lotus Empire is the one book which I have as a new release for the rest of the year. Question number 4. What are the 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So for this, I have 2 non-fiction books and 1 fiction book, and I'm planning to finish reading the 2 non-fiction books for non-fiction November itself. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do that or not, but the plan is to finish reading them. So the first non-fiction book is Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, because I bought this book in the Jan of 2023 and I wanted to read this last year itself, and I completely forgot about it. And I started reading the book 1 to 1.5 months back, and after finishing the first chapter, I have not continued on with the book. But I know that from reading the first chapter, it is not a difficult book to read. At the same time, the things that the author is trying to explain are also explained to us using examples, which is a very easy way to understand stuff. I'm also getting a bit more time during my commute these days, so I think I'll be able to finish reading this in November itself. It is quite a chunky book, as you can see, but I think it will not be that difficult to finish this one. So yeah, Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion is the first book. The fiction book that we have is a mystery, and it is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Oseman. This is also one book which I've started reading, and yeah, I'm 70 pages into the book so far, and I think I will finish this also in November itself, but I'm not sure because I want to concentrate more on non-fiction for non-fiction November. So this is one other book which I want to finish by the end of the year. The last one is another non-fiction, and it is a reread too. And it is The Psychology of Money by Housel. I read this in 2021, so it's been 3 years since I read the book. And I remember that after reading this book, I felt a lot good about money and the relationship that I had with it back then. It has improved a lot in these past 3 years for me, and I want to make it even better because I want to do a lot of things in my life, and for that, money is very, very important. So I want to give this book a reread. So yeah, I want to give this book also a reread. Question number 5 is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? For this, I have this gigantic brick of a book, and it is Crescent City Book 1, which is House of Earth and Blood by J Maas. I'm listening to the dramatized audiobook version of it and following on with a physical copy. And I'm 186 pages into the book so far, okay? It is a thick book. I'm not able to read this even during my commute because it is very heavy in my bag. If I can do that, I'm pretty sure that I can finish this book in like 4 or 5 days max because I have a lot of time during my commute, and it will be very suitable for huge books like this one. And I'm liking the way in which the author is progressing the story. I love the world building that she's doing. The characters are not that latching on to me so far, but it's a huge book, so there's so much more time. So yeah, I think Crescent City Book 1, which is House of Earth and Blood, could still surprise me and become a favorite of this year. Finally, question number 6. Have you already started making reading plans for 2025? So yeah, I have started making plans for 2025 in terms of reading. One of the things which I want to do more of is to read more Tamil books and make more Tamil videos. I did that in the first 3 to 4 months of the year, but after that I completely left off reading Tamil books for some reason. I want to do more of that. And apart from this, I also want to do an Instagram post of a short review of each and every book that I read. Okay, at least the physical books that I have on my shelf, I want to post a review of them on Instagram after I finish reading them, because I think I'm being very less active on Instagram in my account, whether it comes to reels or posts. I do spend quite a time on Instagram, but I don't spend that time creating anything. So yeah, I want to do more of that. And in general, I just want to increase the quality of my reading, and I want to read so many more series. I have not read as many series I wanted to this year, and I know that it is not going to happen during the few more days that we have during the rest of the year too. So I want to read much more series in 2025. So yeah, these are basically some things that I have planned in terms of reading for 2025. So yes guys, those are all my answers for the questions inside the end of the year book tag. I have left down all the questions in the description, so do let me know your answers in the comments below because I'd love to know them. And if you have any reading plans for 2025, please tell me that also in the comments below. I'm planning to finish my book bingo for 2024 in November itself, so let's just cross our fingers and hope that it happens. And if it does get finished in November itself, I'll definitely post my book bingo video for 2024 in December itself. And do let me know your progress in the book bingo if you have participated also in the comments, because I'd like to know your progress. And if you did enjoy watching today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.